I have a fabulous preferred client special for you today. This is a series I don't talk enough about. And one of the reasons is because these coins are really difficult to get a hold of. Rarely do you see me make a presentation on Washington quarters in proof cameo condition. And that's what I have today. Now, why is that? Why don't I make more presentations on Washington quarters in cameo condition? Well, because the little secret and the reason I'm going to be doing a whole new cameo and brilliant proof book on these coins is because in cameo condition, a lot of these proof, what we call minors, the smaller denominations, the quarters, dimes, nickels, and cents, are rarer in cameo than their half-dollar counterparts for the same year. And that's really, really important because a lot of collectors, most collectors, do not understand that. But this is the reason I write books, to bring out this information, to create this awareness. But for this earlier era, when we're talking about cameo proof coins, especially 1971 and earlier, these coins can be really tough in cameo. Take a look at this set I have for you today, folks. I have 6 sets in 6-7 cameo. And we have 3 sets in 6-9 cameo. And these are gorgeous, gorgeous coins. Look at them. Now, Sasha's got a regular brilliant Washington she's going to pull out and put it alongside one of the cameos so you can see the difference. And you could see the frosted portrait on that 64 versus the brilliant surface of the 63. Now, these cameos represent, for any given year, far less than 1% of the total mintage for that year. But these early strikes in cameo condition are the most highly prized. And when you're building a set, if you want to put it in the NGC registry, for example, these cameo coins get far more registry value than a non-cameo proof coin. Look at these coins. They're absolutely stunning. I'm going to show you this chart comparing the Washingtons in 6-7 to the Franklins in 6-7 from 1950 through 1967, covering also the Kennedy half dollars through 1967. Look at these gorgeous coins, hand-selected, everyone hand-selected for having exceptional cameo contrast and quality for the date and grade. And that's why it's in my signature series NGC holder. NGC first grades the coin. Their team of graders grade the coin, and if they think it's really nice, they send it to me, and then I review the coin. And when I review the coin, if I really like the grade on the holder, it goes in my signature series holder. On the other hand, if they send me a coin like this, it's in a 6-9 cameo holder, but if we take a close-up look, you'll see an obvious milk spot at around 9 o'clock. That would not go in my signature series holder. A 6-9 should be a coin that's flawless to the eye. A 6-7 should be a coin that is essentially flawless to the eye. So these are the kind of coins that do not go into my signature series holder, and there's a lot of them out there. But anyway, getting back to that chart. Now, let's start with the date 1955, because that's the first year of our set. Take a look at these numbers. In just proof 67, NGC has graded about 4,100 coins in 6-7 and about 400 coins in 6-7 cameo. That's a ratio of about 10 to 1. Now, that ratio does not reflect the true rarity of these cameos. This is not a random selected population of 1955 proof quarters. What this is a selection of the finest proof quarters for those years that are submitted to NGC. If a dealer gets a really nice cameo 1955 quarter, he's much more likely to submit it for grading than if it's just a regular brilliant specimen, because the cameo is going to be worth a lot more. So you'll see a higher representation for their rarity of the coins in cameo condition than in brilliant condition. So this ratio that shows about 10 to 1, more accurately, the ratio would be somewhere in the area of 100 to 250 coins to 1. But now let's move over to the Franklins and take a look at this. While 8,300 Franklins have been graded in 6-7, again, because Twice as many Franklins. There's a lot more interest in the Franklins. There's more money in a Franklin if it gets a grade of 6, 7, so there's a greater likelihood of the coins getting submitted. At the same time, in 6, 7 Cameo, they've graded 1,009 examples. Now, a quarter 55 in 6, 7 is a very valuable coin, and yet only 406 have been certified versus 1,000 Franklins. We go to the next date, the 56, only 420 quarters versus about 1,000 Franklins. And then we get to the really tough dates in a quarter series, 1957, 1958, 1959. Now, folks, if there's a quarter in Cameo in 1957 that a dealer or a collector finds in a proof set, they're going to submit it because it's a very rare, very valuable coin. And you can see only 265 Washington quarters have been graded in 6, 7 Cameo versus 850 Franklins. And these are the generic populations. In other words, all the examples graded by NGC. This includes all the coins I would consider not worthy of signature series encapsulation. This is everything. So for most of these dates, the quarters are harder to find in 7 Cameo than the Franklins. Now we go to the 9 Cameos, and it evens out. This is where the Franklins can be rarer in high-grade Cameo because it's a larger coin, more likely to get small flaws that would reduce the grade. So it's a harder coin to find in general than the quarter in 6, 9 Cameo. So for example, the 1953, you see 37 quarters have been graded in 9 Cameo, only 2 Franklins. The 54, 53 quarters in 9 Cameo, only 23 Franklins. 55 is a little closer. 56, more Franklins graded in 9 Cameo than the quarters. Again, the Franklin in 1956 was a very high quality year in terms of Cameo. The Washington quarter in 1956 is tougher to find in Cameo than the Franklin half dollar. The 57 is pretty close, but the half is a little bit rarer. And then you get to the 58, only 32 graded in 9 Cameo. And the 59, only 17 graded in 9 Cameo. There's a 58 in a 9 Cameo, over $5,500. 59 in 9 Cameo, over $7,000. So you're talking about $13,000 just for those 2 coins. $560 for a 55 and 6, 7 Cameo, even though, remember, the 55 quarter is tougher to find considerably in 6, 7 Cameo than the Franklin for this year. And this is $560. Here's a 1956. Again, the quarter, much tougher to find, $800. So we're over $1,300 for just those 2 coins. And they are not the key dates in the series. Here's a 58. $935. So we're over $2,200. And then I couldn't find a 59 in 6, 7 Cameo because of its rarity, but here's a 60 for around $300. So we're around $2,500 for what, 4 coins? Now this entire 10 coin quarter set, folks, we'll be sending this presentation out to a wider national audience in a couple weeks. But it's going to be a very limited run because I do not have very many of these sets. When this presentation goes out to our wider audience, the 6, 7 Cameo set is going to be $1,495. Your price for our preferred clients is $1,295. That's $129 a coin. Opportunity is knocking here. This is a great set. It's really tough to put together. Very tough to put together. And it's why I'm going to be doing a complete update of Cameo and Brilliant Proof coinage, because there is so much opportunity in these Cameo Proof quarters, dimes, nickels, and cents that collectors just do not understand, do not realize, because the information isn't out there. Again, that 7 Cameo set, when it goes out nationwide, the set is $1,495. Call in today. It's only $1,295 for you, our preferred client. But if you want the big set, of which I only have 3, in 6, 9 Cameo, when it goes out nationwide, is $4,995. We're taking $400 off that, and it's yours for only $4,595. A 6/9 Cameo set, 10 coins, that's about $450 a coin for some of the most extraordinarily rare quarters from this era. I review all the cameos that come my way, and the ones that go into Signature Series holders represent maybe 1/3 of all the coins that they grade Cameo. So it's a very, very rare set. With either set, you're going to get this revised second edition hardcover of Cameo and Brilliant Proof coinage of the 1950 to 1970 era. So this quarter set is a golden opportunity. Now, you look at that chart. There's the 3 coins at the bottom in 6/7 Cameo, the special mint set quarters. These are really rare in Cameo because they were struck from clad metal planchets. That clad metal was a very, very hard planchet. It wore the dies very quickly. These special mint set coins are extremely rare in Cameo condition. And you could see the total pops for these coins in 6/7 Cameo. The 1965, only 103 graded. The 1966, 177. And the 1967, 513. That's it. And then when you go to the 6/9 Cameo, well, there really aren't any. There are no 65s, there are no 66s, there is only 4 67s. The price guides on these 3 coins reflects their rarity. Take a look at these 3 coins. You get the 3 coin set. That 65 is actually the key date in this whole set. There is not a rare Washington quarter in Cameo until you get back to the 1952. The 1952 is of comparable rarity to the 1965 in Cameo condition. This 3 coin set in Cameo condition is only $1,195. It's available on the 2 payment option, only $597.50. And then the top of the line set, the 6/8 Cameo set, of which I only have 2. Take a look at the 6/8 Cameo set, folks. The 1965 especially. You know, there are no 65s graded in Ultra Cameo. This is the highest grade Washington quarter in Cameo. This is such a rare key date. And they all have that metal polishing around the perimeter. That's what you see on all the early Cameo 1965 Washington quarters, and with the Cameo reverse. These are so extraordinarily rare. This set, the 3 coin set, is only $3,595. It's available on the 2 payment option of $1,797.50. Again, $3,595. When it goes out nationwide, this set is going to be $3,795. So you're getting it for $200 below what it's going for nationwide. As far as the 6/7 set, the 6/7 set is going out at $1,295. And again, your price is only $1,195. The 6/7 55 to 64 set and 6/7 Cameo, you can own that for 2 payments also of only $647.50. As I close out here, the big set in 6/9, that ultimate set, we have a 3-pay option on that. The 6/9 Cameo set, again, I only have 3 in 6/9 Cameo. My limiting factor is the 1955 and the 1957, 58, and the 59. Those 4 dates are really, really tough. So I'm limited to 3 sets at this point, and you can get it for 3 payments of only $1,531.67, but you're saving $400 off what the rest of the country will be acquiring this set for. You guys get first crack at some of the finest Washington quarters, a very underrated, very undervalued series. I hope you can take advantage of it. I'm very, very proud to be able to offer something like this, coins that offer you so much eye appeal, quality, and rarity. This is a series that will truly grow more valuable and more desirable with the passage of time. These quarters are really popular, and to get them in Cameo like this, they're really rare in this superb Signature Series Cameo condition. Thanks for watching.